Hello, hello. We are coming live here in my group, Intuitive Angel Messages. And this is a topic of thought because it's starting to happen already for me. Some of us who are more sensitive, we're noticing a lot of the ascension, the next ascension wave coming in. We notice that the waves are coming in. And I mean, some people may not notice this maybe for the next few days, but it's starting to be noticeable now. So I wanted to talk about a few things. There's a lot of transmutation of the frequency here on Earth, and some of us are feeling that heaviness, that trying to lift our vibrational frequency by different measures, such as going out into nature, grounding out in nature, lighting candles, using crystals, and it's getting, it's pretty dense, some of the energy that's getting transmuted. And also that is happening, and how is that going to be moving forward? The second thing is I want to talk about is the Schumann resonance indicating what is happening energetically on the planet. I want to talk about that. I also want to talk about what is to come in the month of February with this ascension wave, and what can we expect ascension symptom wise. And then I want to talk about what's going to be coming for the rest of this year as far as the ascension waves are concerned, and what we can expect symptom wise. And also what are some of the types of things we're going to be noticing, and is this something that's going to increase and intensify? I think that's really important, and what we can do about it, because things are ramping up. Things are getting to the point where it's getting more intense. And I know many of us will say, oh, well, it's Mercury retrograde, and that's great and everything. But what can we do about the energy that is now starting to get transmuted, from the collective here on Earth? And I'm noticing a pattern of energy where we have the thick heaviness, and I know that that's coming up and getting transmuted from us, and I'm sure some of us are helping to transmute that frequency here on Earth as well. And then of course we have the incoming source frequency, which is waves of what feels like trying to help us lift our frequency and create that peaceful calm within us. And so that's been really helpful too. But there are a few days this week where I was like, light the candles. I had to have them lit day and night to help transmute the energy. And I'm like, why am I needing to transmute this energy? But really, I think what it is the collective frequency getting a good cleaning, shall we say, or vacuuming, transmuting. And then, if you're more sensitive in nature, more open, your chakra centers are more open. Maybe you've started your path of awakening. You've been delving into mediumship or channeling courses. You're going to be more open than everybody else. And then, of course, after that comes the path of ascension. Now your chakras are quite open and you're ready to anchor more light. So how do you know when you're ready to ascend? How do you know when you're ready for the path of ascension? It's not really something that someone can say or do to say, well, mind you could say, hey, I'm ready for the path of ascension, and then everybody will hear you. And then, slowly and gradually it will begin. But it's kind of more or less when you're ready for it, energetically, vibrationally. When I first started and I was totally unaware, my chakra centers were not very open. Some of them weren't operating very well at all. Not that I cared much. And then as time went by and I was practicing mediumship and channeling and using my decks of angel cards and practicing often, I would notice that my chakra centers seemed more open, more energy was coming through them, my main chakra centers. So, and then when it got to a certain point when those are really quite open, then in comes more energy coming through my vessel and opening them even further and anchoring more light and transmuting more of the low vibrational frequency that is no longer serving me. And each of us are on our own unique path, right? So the other thing I want to find out from Spirit is, where is this energy coming from? I know in the past, Agnes talked about, my guardian angel Agnes talked about, the energy coming from, solar flares or bursts from the sun, also coming from, outer space or deep space in huge white light waves. I see it as white light. And then, of course, we have the Schumann resonance that is picking up on the changes of energy that is washing over the planet. So I really want to dive in and get some answers so that we have a better understanding of what's coming, because the gut feeling I have is that these waves that are coming are going to pick up and they're going to get really intensified. To the point where we may have to really take some days off just to make it through. Now, I don't know if that's coming tomorrow or next week or next year, but I'd like to find out when it's coming and how intense it's going to be. And that's really important. Okay, so the first question I have for my guardian angel is, where is this, let's talk about this wave coming, because I'm already starting to feel it. It's already picking up speed. And there are a few days, I would say today and yesterday have been a bit better, but the days previous, tough, okay? And so I said to her, holy Toledo, I'm lighting candles left, right, and center. I mean, usually I'm pretty easygoing and, high vibrational as is, but this was intense for me. So what I'd like to find out is, where is this ascension wave coming from? Is it coming from source, washing over the planet? Is it coming from the sun? Where is it coming from? Or a combination of many different paths where it's coming. Where is this energy coming from? Washing over the planet. Okay, so that's the first question. And we'll see what she'd like to say. She says, greeting, she says, because I'm like, do. And she's like, first of all, she says, greetings, dear ones. Okay, she's bringing me down a notch, grounding me into my body. Yes, always keeping me in check. I love it. This ascension wave that's coming in, starting to peak February 7th onwards for the next 2 weeks, and then simmering down on the third week. This one's coming from source, light frequency. You could say it's coming from outer space or deep space, out there. Okay? It's coming from, and it's a large wave. What she's saying is it's a large wave, and it's going to be washing over the planet, not in one foul swoop, but bit by bit, okay, washing over the planet. So the planet herself is going to get this, all the animals, all of us, everybody's getting this. There's no escaping this frequency that's picking up on Earth. The Schumann resonance picks up on this frequency that is washing over / through the planet, helping to lift, raise the vibrational frequency here, lift and raise the vibrational frequency, and cleanse. She's using the word cleanse, transmute the density through the collective consciousness here So that's all of us. Okay, so that's where this one's coming from, okay? Are there other ascension waves that are going to be happening in the years to come that will come from a different direction? The sun, outer or deep space. What she's showing me is this energy is still at a further, pulled away from the earth more, okay? It's going to be a gentle touch at this point. But over the years to come, this energy is going to move closer to earth, and it's going to be more intense. And there's going to be more of this energy washing over and through the planet over time, okay? So that leads me to my next question, which is, how can we anticipate the ascension symptoms moving forward? I feel like we're not only just getting the ascension symptoms, but we're also picking up on the transmutation of the collective consciousness heavy frequency at the same time. So we're getting all this stuff getting pulled out, and we're picking up on sensing that. And then we're also getting ascension symptoms. And then at the same time, after this, what you might want to call purging, is done within a certain period of time. What is that, a couple days, week, depending. Some of the ascension waves are going to be shorter and more stronger bursts, and some of the ascension waves are going to be longer, gradual, drawn out sweepovers. She's calling it sweepovers for long, and that's what this wave is going to be happening right now. Leading up to the 7th onwards for 2 weeks. It's going to be a long, drawn-out sweep over, okay? And so we got a combination of things happening. Yeah, so she's telling me what I have experienced or noticed is the collective consciousness's heaviness getting transmuted. And those of us that are sensitive, we're picking up on this holy Toledo heavy energy. And then I'm lighting candles left, right, and center. And I noticed that for about 3 or 4 days this week. It was pretty full on. And even us getting the heaviness transmuted from us. And when we experience that individually, that can be pretty intensive too. So she's talking about like the outer layers start to get transmuted in the beginning of your ascension or the path of ascension. And then over time, gradually it moves in and more of the deeper stuff, right, starts to get transmuted. All the stuff we stuff down deeper and the heavier stuff. Yeah, okay. And so moving forward, what I want to know is, how is this going to affect us in years to come? First of all, let's break down February, shall we? Let's break it down, and then we're going to talk about what's going to happen with these waves of ascension moving forward in years to come. So February is going to be oh boy. She's just showing us being forced to slow down. We're going to be like, the energy is going to have us just resting, relaxing more contemplation time, more slowing down. That's what's happening through February. It's already happening, and it's just going to proceed until the end of February. Some of us are going to have more intense experiences than others. Some of us aren't going to notice anything. We're just not going to notice a darn thing, okay? And others are... She's cracking a joke, because I'll say to her, like, I can't take this. I'm crawling on the floor on my hands and knees, like this is wiping me up off the floor right now. You know, like those bar star days, you know, when I tried tequila for the first time and my sister had to drag me on the floor to bed, but it wasn't exactly fun. So she's cracking one that for some of us is going to really slow us down. But we're meant to be slowed down, slowed down right now. We are meant to slow down. Okay. So if you feel like you're just not online as much, or you're noticing others aren't online as much, or you're noticing people are staying put and they're not interacting with each other as much, they're not as social this month, just leave it be, because that's how it's supposed to be, okay? Oh, yeah. It's a lot. So that's the month of February. And so let's talk about these ascension symptoms in years to come, shall we? Oh gosh, I know I can feel it. It's a gut feeling I have. You know that this is just going to increase and intensify. But to what degree? Like, am I going to have a nap on the floor? Someone's just going to stop dragging me on the floor? What's going to happen in years to come, Agnes? I'm ready to rumble. Okay. A lot of what's happening through February energetically is going to continue to happen throughout the rest of 2021 and into 2022 until the middle of 2022. And then the pressure, if you want to call it the pressure of this energy, she's calling it energy integration into humanity. Great, just great. It's going to back off or ease off, step back a bit, not entirely, okay? It's not just gonna, oh, where did it go? I don't know. No, it's just gonna take a step back off of us. Give us a break. That's basically what we're getting. Usually we get a break around December, January. Are we not gonna get that this year? No, we're not. Great. So we're not getting no break this year, okay? Energetically wise, no break. It's going to be ride or die, right, Emma? Ride or die. Okay. She's just laughing. She's laughing because she's trying to lighten my mood about it. And she's trying to not be trivial about it, but she wants us to see the lighter aspects of it rather than worrying or stressing about it, or can I cope? How am I going to make it to work? Oh my God. Okay, so past the middle of 2022, when this energy eases up off of us, and what she's also showing me is that from here on in through 2021 into 2022, you can see this energy pressing in, okay? It's going to get stronger and stronger. It's going to ramp up. We get no breaks. This is just going to, we're going to get breaks in between the ascension waves each month. But each month is going to intensify into the next month, into the next month. Each wave is going to be different depending on what we need in that moment. It also depends on the collective's energy and how we're coping. So if we're just like, oh my God, I can't handle this, this is too much, then we're going to get maybe a different kind of wave the following month that's, it'll still be intensive, but they're going to switch it up and make it so it's a little bit different, or I'm not getting the word easy here. It's not going to be easier on us. Better for us is what she's saying, okay? So it's kind of like, well, this is getting tough. Okay, next month, the wave that's coming in is going to be a little bit better for us. It'll be more of a vibrational match to where we are, rather than I'm on the ground flatlined, okay? So past the middle of 2022, this energy is just going to step back a bit. And then what? I'm scared to find out. I'm scared. Each year is going to bring about a different frequency depending on what we're ready for collectively, and what also our consciousness is ready for. So meaning our higher self, our soul, saying, yeah, I'm ready for this. So it's not only what we are ready to cope with or ready for, but it's also what your soul is saying, let's go, or not quite ready for this next step. So it's a combination between the two. But overall, she's going to give us an overall, which is nice, easy breezy. Overall, moving forward on planet Earth, this is for our highest and best good. It is for the best. It is going to lift and raise our vibrational frequencies. The ascension symptoms will get easier, and we will learn new coping measures, which Kristin will be discussing at the end of this broadcast, to help make things easier on you, easier for you. And that's the most important, she says. So moving forward, how intensive are these ascension symptoms going to get, Agnes? That's what I want to know. For those of us that are opening and we're awakening, and now we're anchoring more light, our chakra centers have opened even more so, what can we expect in the years to come? She says again, it depends on what we're able to cope with physically in our day-to-day lives, and also what our soul is ready for, our consciousness is ready for. If your consciousness says, yes, let's go full throttle, like I'm ready for the next step, then physically you're just going to basically need to figure out ways of coping, because that's what's going to happen. Your higher self, your soul, your consciousness is what is going to dictate. They don't like the word dictate though. Showcase. She's using the word showcase. What is to come for you, as to what it's ready for. Okay. The older generation on the planet is not going to be impacted in the same way, as physically that would be too uncomfortable for them. Just like the young on the planet, the very young. How young are we talking about? Under the age of 2, 3, under the age of 2 or 3, they're going to get more gentle sweeps. Okay, they're not going to get it as intensively. But for those of you that are physically capable, physically fit, energetically ready, the likelihood of you getting more intensive ascension waves and individual integration. So there's the waves that comes and affect us, all of us, okay? And then there's you ready for more. So individual integration of more energy when you're ready. And that will be an individual experience. You will have more energy ramping up over time. Okay, so what are some of the ascension symptoms that you see coming, in years down the road? Okay, so there's a lot of variables at play. It's what you're able to cope with, it's what you're able to handle, it's what your higher self is ready for, what your physical vessel is ready for, and but some of us, we may need to lay down for brief periods, up to an hour. Also during these times, we may turn to lighter foods, such as salads, soups, maybe like light protein shakes, because anything that's too heavy or too much food, the vessel, your body won't be able to handle during these periods. Okay, she wants to talk about ways of coping with ascension symptoms, and now she's just letting me take the lead on this. You guys have heard me talk about this. It's really, really, really important that you speak with the earth and you ask her, please pull the energy through my vessel, out my root chakra, through my feet, into you, please, so that the incoming energy doesn't build up in your body, especially your upper body. and cause intensive ascension symptoms. So you want to go out in nature often, leaning your back on a tree, huge ways of grounding. Purchasing rose quartz rough cut crystals, size your palm of your hand, putting it on your lap near your root chakra. That helps a little bit, but things are going to ramp up. So really, the biggest way to help you is asking the earth to pull the energy through you on a consistent, regular basis. Also, EFT tapping also helps tremendously because your body will go into fight or flight mode, heart palps, anxiety through the roof, your mind's racing at night, you can't sleep, all sorts of ascension symptoms. And I'm going to put a link up talking about ascension symptoms that I've done before on my YouTube channel, Kristin Davies, okay? Oh yeah, get comfy up against those trees, because if things become so uncomfortable, you'll really be going out to the tree, but also asking the earth to pull the energy through you. All right. So I'm just seeing if I missed anything that I wanted to talk about. Yeah. Okay, Agnes would like to say a few words, okay? My guardian angel, Agnes, would like to say, anything that is thrown our way or that we have to handle, we can do it. We can handle it. Many of us cope. Many of us are survivors here on Earth. This is transcending all of that. All of the heaviness, all of the low vibrational thinking, the low vibrational thoughts, the low vibrational emotions, the low vibrational state of mind, the entrenched ways of doing things on the earth that are no longer serving us, individually and collectively. Big shifts and changes are to come. But in the shifts and changes to come, the earth needs a bit of a shake-up. So collectively, we are shifting and changing in monumental ways, moving forward, individually and collectively. And it's really important. She's really highlighting this. This is really important, that we ground ourselves daily. We focus our thoughts, our attention, our belief systems on things that feel good, they feel right, they help lift our frequency, keeping our attention and our focus, our thoughts on the high vibrational aspects in our reality. If you need to drop and sink in frequency, or you're having a hard time, do so for a time, but do not allow that frequency to overwhelm you, control you, suppress you for lengthy periods of time. You are the one who gets to choose this, dear ones. You choose. You choose. You are the manifestors of your reality. So if you are seeing things in your experience that you do not enjoy or you do not like, instead of constantly reacting to it, it's really important to go within the stillness, call upon your team to help you with what you are dealing with, to help transmute the energy from the situation or the experience, help resolve it, help lift your frequency higher. It's one thing to cope for a time, but when this goes on for lengthy periods of time, now we are just essentially hindering ourselves. We're doing it to ourselves. Okay. She's saying, thank you, dear ones. Okay, so I'm going to see some of your questions that you have, okay? Yeah, EFT tapping really helped me because my body was going into total panic mode and it wasn't turning off. And I was like, what am I going to do about this? So as soon as I started the EFT tapping, that really helped. And you can find a lot of videos on YouTube about that, but also I was out grounding out in nature more often, and that really helped. Because sometimes you have aches and pains in your muscles and your joints, and you're like, this is not normal, this is really extreme. And then once you lean on the tree for like 5 minutes, that pain level drops to like 10%, 80, 90% to 10%. So then you know it's energetic related. What kind of candles do I use? Long lasting ones. So I use candles. I like the color. So I have silver, but they last for like days. And I also like white candles, just transmuting more light. You'll notice a lot of people are focusing on light lately. So Christmas lights are being left up longer. Christmas trees are being left up longer. People are trying to get out in the sunlight, you know, and as we should. It is bringing in the light, you know, hanging lights in your home would be wonderful. And burning candles really helps to transmute the energy. And calling on Archangel Michael is also really important. You want to ask him to move into your home and just help with the energy in your home, within you. Also to be your spiritual bouncer, also super important. Once you ask him once, he moves in and he just takes care of that for you. Okay. And if you need more help, more backup, okay, you can call in others that you feel affiliated with. So like that could be, you know, Jesus, it could be Archangel Raphael, it could be your grandma, whoever, just call on them to help you. Yeah, that's awesome, Yvonne. Yeah, you noticed that immediately by grounding this morning. Okay, anybody else have any other questions about what's to come? Because this is going to be 2 weeks coming up. Oh yeah, being near the ocean is a godsend, let me tell you. Oh, what a difference in comparison, because I've lived in the prairie, which has its own beauty, and I'm not saying it doesn't, but being near trees and water really helps to anchor your energy into your vessel. If I was out in the prairie, I'd be going out and just laying on my back on the earth. And if you can't get outside, then mentally you're saying, trees, I need your energy to help ground me. Earth, please pull the energy through my vessel on a continuous basis. Thank you. Done. Yeah, putting your feet in the sand and just really the waves, the sound of the waves, or being near a lake, that salt water, oh boy, does it transmute the energy good too. But one thing I've noticed where I live, which is on an island in the middle of the ocean, is it's super high vibrational here. So everybody here is really open. It's much more high vibrational here. Even our coronavirus cases is a lot lower here now. We are on an island. We could say that's the reason too. But I don't hear of, and I'm not seeing a lot of, well, I just don't even see people sick with colds or the flu virus here. I know people here who have never even had the flu. Like it's wild. So, you know, depending on where you live and the energy and the frequency of where you live really is going to impact and affect your energy and the ascension waves that are coming in the future. You like talking to Archangel Michael? I have Archangel Metatron showing up out of a portal out of this park where I live, and he always comes through and chats with me. I went there last night. He didn't come out last night, but a lot of nights he does. Let's see here. Is January, February, March going to be some of the hardest months for the year 2021? I get this. Woo, woo. As we cross through spring, it's going to get easier through into summer. Summer's going to have its own issues, but overall, as we get through the springtime and the early springtime, okay, and then into summer, fall again is more like just coasting through. As we move towards next winter, more transmuting, there's going to be more heaviness. The collective here is just going to need more. It's just going to be more intensive, coinciding with the coronavirus spiking again, right? And then into next year as well. Yeah. So if we can just make it to what, to the end of March? March. I'm seeing middle of March. So middle of March. That's good news. We're almost there. You know, I've seen a lot of people online and they're losing their jobs left, right, and center. And, you know, I'm always the one that says this. You guys know I do. But when one door closes, another one opens. And when something happens, it has you think outside the box. It has you doing things in a different way. And maybe that was needed for a long period of time, but it wasn't going to happen when things were cushy and safe and warm. No, it happens when you get shoved out of the comfort zone and out of the box. That's really when the magic happens. I'm telling you, it is. It's not comfortable. It's scary. It's downright terrifying sometimes. But if you can hold your own frequency and ground yourself often and keep that equilibrium within you, then I'll tell you, anything is possible outside that box. Is it a time for self-employment? Yeah, it sure is. Is it a time to maybe build a business online? Yeah, I would say it probably is. It's a great time for that. What do you say about that? She wants us to follow our intuition, our internal guidance system, where we are being directed, where we are being guided. That's what she wants from us. Some of us are like, we're so flailing on the surface and we're just like not slowing this down. We're not grounding enough. And when we have fragmented thoughts and fear-based thinking and worry, it's hard to connect in with our higher self and our team of angels, because our energy is not a match for where they are. They're up here, right? And we're over here. And so we're trying to connect in with our intuition, our guidance system. We're trying to connect in with our angels, but we're all over the map. So first things first, get lots of rest, get lots of sleep, turn a blind eye to what is temporarily, if you can. Even if you can do it for like 4 or 5 days. That would be a good test for you. Really good test. Chill out, relax, slow down, ground yourself, sleep a lot. Once you slow down and your thoughts are less fragmented and you're more grounded, that's when the answers will come. That's when you can tune into the feeling place. That's when you will pick up on the insights and the information entering your brain. Because we're all mediums. We're all receiving information all the time. And you're sending it on SOS to help me, help me, help me. And you're getting the immediate response. They hear you. They're immediately responding. So it's important to ask them for what you want, help-wise. Write it down on a piece of paper or say it to them or think it. They'll get it. Once you've asked them, you let it go. The how isn't up to you, it's up to them. And now we move into a feeling place. You might just get a feeling like, hang back, rest and relax, enjoy the ride, don't get worked up. Things aren't going to change for a while. And that will be how it will be. But when the door opens, when the other door opens, it's best for us to be grounded and rested to pick up and receive the memo when it comes. Because if we're flailing all over the place, forget about it. It's going to be really hard. Not saying you won't. I'm just saying it's less likely. Okay. Absolutely, yes. The higher your vibrational frequency is, the more you're not a match for not only, a virus that would create a low vibrational experience in your body, But anything that's low vibrational people, low vibrational entities, low vibrational energy, anything that's low vibrational experiences, foods that drop your vibrational frequency, you're going to be like, ew, I don't even want to eat that. That made me feel yucky. Good sign, means your frequency's rising. Woohoo! Yippee! You're reaching for broccoli more often. Also a good sign about your energy. If your vibrational frequency is higher, are you less of a vibrational match to the coronavirus? Yes, yes, yes. That's what she just did in my head. She did this with her hand. Yes, yes, yes. A lot of us worry about what is to come, or we worry about things that haven't even come to pass yet. Stop it. Just stop it. That, and she's smiling when she says it, okay? Because this takes practice. It's not like you're going to get it overnight. And don't think that your angel is scolding you to, oh, I better be good. No, no, no. This takes practice. She's just saying stop it because she's trying to get your attention, and she's smiling, okay? So it takes time. There are moments where I catch myself. It's just, oh, there I go again, and redirecting yourself again and again, and redirecting yourself again and again and again and again and again. However long and for however many times it takes. Okay, all right. Get those candles. Get those candles. And you'll find some last longer than others. It helps to relax you because you're going to get the heart palps and the anxiety and the ascension symptoms. And it also helps to transmute your space and transmute any low vibrational frequency on top of you already calling in Archangel Michael and whomever else you'd like to have help you. Yeah. So if you're having a hard time concentrating, Joanne is telling me you need to ground yourself. If you're not going outside, if you're not leaning your back on a tree, maybe having a bath, rough cut rose quartz. And I don't mean one or the other. I mean all of it. Do all of it. Ground yourself in every conceivable way. Again, I'm going to put the link of the ascension video that I've done previously below this broadcast. Yes. Yeah, you try to do your best to live in the now. Nothing is happening outside of this, in truth. And the angels say that often. The past is gone. It's already done, did, went, done, did. Not doing a woulda, coulda, shoulda. And the future hasn't unfolded yet. So all you really, truly have is this moment of now. And that's really important. To just bring your consciousness, your awareness into now. For the most part. Obviously, I have to think about appointments that I've booked. No, I'm not thinking about that chiropractor appointment because I have to stay in the now. We do live in a 3D environment. Hey, Barbara. Woo, woo, woo. Yeah. So when you tested positive for COVID, again, if you want the angels to help transmute the COVID virus around you, they will. So it doesn't even touch you. And you can do that. Some of us, from what I hear, are meant to get the virus. We're meant to get the virus. Some of us take a victim mentality and say, oh, the cold that's happening on planet Earth, it is a rapture. It is a time of transition. It is a time of transmutation, and things have to shift and change on Earth. So what better way than a little virus? And I say that laughingly because it's not just little. But amazing how a virus can take down so many of us. Not only with the actual virus, but with the fear of the potential virus. So you really want to keep your frequency really good. And Barbara, you probably noticed this, that you're probably living a pretty good, grounded, high vibrational existence. Your thoughts are probably pretty good. Your energy's pretty good. So even when you got the virus, it didn't really touch you. And it was really light symptoms for a couple of days. That's what we're aiming for. And yes, we'll build our immune systems. And yes, we will keep positive. And we'll just do the best we can. but I'm certainly not going to live in fear day in, day out for the rest of my life. It's just not going to happen. Then I'm not living life. You know what I'm saying? Then I'm sabotaging myself from actually living a good quality of life, and I won't do that. I've come too far for that to happen. Okay. Watch from the beginning, Kelly. Woo! Oh, yeah. Oh, I can't even believe that, Hushna. Have you tried eBay? eBay has nice big pieces of rose quartz rough cut for like $10. Good, Beth. Good. Talk with those angels, your team of angels. You all have a ton of them. You got 2 guardian angels, and you'll have like a whole team. And I've seen like 20 to 45 per person, and we're supposed to just get more. And then I see a huge influx of Jesus angels coming, trumpeting their arrival, coming closer to earth, helping with the frequency here. So you can call them in to help you too. Why not? Only millions of them. Only millions if you need that amount of help. But if you need that help, you call them in. The other night I was like, man, Jesus, I need you to help me. I need you to transmute my space. It's just getting too heavy for me. I'm too sensitive for this. And I'm dropping in frequency. I really need help. And that's when things turned around yesterday and today, big time. Even when I was out in the grocery store and like looking around, the light seemed really bright. The light outside seemed really bright, and the energy was really light, and I was feeling very light. And I was like, thank you. Yes. Yeah. Okay, so last message for this broadcast is go outside. Ground yourselves often, daily, preferably daily, okay? And note, for some of you, these ascension symptoms will be more intensive than for others. But as this energy intensifies and increases on planet Earth, culminating, building, expanding, growing, everyone is going to get touched by it. Everyone is going to get touched by it. So although you may not be sensing or feeling this now, in time to come, in the years down the road, everyone's going to get touched by it, whether you feel it or not. And as we move down the road, you'll become more open, more sensitive, and become more aware of what's really truly going on here on Earth. Not just energetically with these ascension symptoms, but for those of you that wish to open your channels further, communicate with spirit on a regular basis, you're really going to see what's going on here on Earth on a daily basis, seeing through the veil. And I've always said to them, just don't freak me out, all right? That's all I ask, just don't freak me out. But here's the thing. Even if you see things that are different, like, you know, if I'm seeing a gray there in the room with me, I just take a couple deep breaths and just go, yeah. But I know I got such huge backup. I don't need to be scared of anything. I've got a huge team with me. And even though something looks different, it's not necessarily there for any other purpose than curiosity, communication, or it's just there to help you. And that's my affirmation, that energies around me are there because they're either helping me or they're helping me lift and raise in vibrational frequency. Everything else can just into the sunset. Good. Ooh, that's great, Jim. You got your rose quartz out of eBay. A person that was selling it out of Colorado. Awesome. And Hushna, you're in the UK, so you're going to look at that website, and there'll be someone near you that's getting giant chunks of rose quartz sent in. Okay, everybody, have a awesome day, and just remember to ground often, and wait for the link in the comments area on the Ascension Symptoms video. Love you guys. Bye.